Welcome to the Barrel Buddies. I'm James.
And I'm BJ. Welcome back to your weekly booze, news, and reviews. Panama. No, you didn't commit.
We were when we were singing before the show, we were singing Panama by Van Halen, the one and only.
That's right.
Because tonight on the show, folks,
Dun da da da.
we have dug deep into the cellar
Dug deep
and found a delightful treat from
into
our
the
friends
Costco membership.
at Costco. And what do we have?
Here are the top 10 things you should be buying at Costco this week.
You know, that's like a big thing that's trends. Like, there's people that's all they do. Like, they just go to Costco's with their TikToks.
That guy,
like,
have you seen that guy?
it's crazy. It's pretty wild.
The Costco guy, that's all he does.
That's all he does.
He does that. He does the dollar store, Dollar General. He does Sam's Club. Yeah, he has a whole career.
Sub
dedicated to this.
1K. What is up? Sub 1K.
I almost called him today.
You did.
I was so close to calling
Well,
him.
you know that almost isn't good enough.
It sure
So
isn't.
you're gonna
I'm
have to
sorry.
call
So
him tomorrow.
Bobby, I owe you a call.
There you go.
Just thinking of you, buddy.
Yeah, I hope you're
Thanks for
doing
tuning
well.
in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight. So let me tell you how I have our treat for tonight, and you're like,
It's a good story. Yeah, why
are
do-
these guys drinking Kirkland?
Why do we have
tonight?
Costco branded rum?
All right, so obviously it's the weekend. You're gonna knock out some grocery shopping Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, yeah, this is a great opportunity for you to pour that. Perfect. And walking around Costco, and I'm like, oh, I'll always go down the liquor row.
You
as
have
they
to.
call it. You
You have
never know
to.
what delightful tender vittles they have down that aisle.
Tender.
And I'm like, what? I just kind of stop in my tracks, and I see this rum for it was basically $23.
After tax.
And he said he almost called you, by the way.
Oh,
So look at that. The
look,
fates, stars aligned.
we were
On the same
I love it.
wavelength.
We were on the wavelength. Yeah.
And I found this delightful treat, which just said, I'm just getting higher.
Yeah. Thank you.
There you go. So we're getting a Kirkland barrel-aged rum, aged 15 years. So I personally have a polarizing relationship with Kirkland products when it comes to alcohol, because as you guys know, if you go way back, we did a review of the scotches.
Ooh, yeah.
And some were winners
Barton.
and some were completely devastating.
It was the
losers.
Barton. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there was one winner.
No,
there
this
wasn't
was-
winners.
this
There
wasn't-
was no plural.
This wasn't the Barton review. I'm talking about the scotch. Remember we did
The Scotch. There was no
Yeah.
winners. There was
at
no
your
winners in
place
that.
like a long time ago, and I was like ashtray water.
There was no winner in that. Both of those were losers. There was a 15 and a 21.
Yes.
Right? Was that right? Was it?
Or one might have been a 25, but one
Yeah.
of them, it was like aged in sherry barrels, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
Either
Pedro
way,
Jimenez, and it was not
Either
good.
way, they were both.
No bueno.
They were both kind of losers.
So
And
yeah,
we're not big Scotch people. I mean, I think full disclaimer and fair disclaimer, we're not big Scotch people.
Right.
Okay. I like a good Scotch.
yes,
But we're not
same.
big Scotch people. We're not your Scotch experts. If you're watching this show because you think, oh, I need to get the insight into Scotch, don't. That is you're tuned into the wrong show.
So
Stick around. We'll teach you lots of other things, but Scotch is not it.
So anyway, we had these and they were just not good. And that's just comparing them with our bourbon palettes. We were just like, yeah, not good whatsoever. Uncle P, what's going on,
Uncle
man? Good to see ya.
Punky.
Welcome.
See you in Mexico.
So anyway, this good old 15-year Kirkland rum was coming in at $23, and I'm like, I'm putting that in the cart. I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? And I think to your point, you mentioned the Barton. So for those that were watching the show earlier in the year, Kirkland did a whiskey release in those big liter bottles where it was the Kirkland branded whiskey.
That's the Barton.
That's the Barton juice
That's
that you're
the Barton.
referencing. So
Yep.
those were in the 1 liter Barton bottles, and decent. I mean, for the money, it's okay. I wouldn't go hunt it down. But and that may have left a weird taste in my mouth because I was like, do I want to chance this? But I'm like, come on, guys. Like, we talk about it on the show, $10 per year as like an aged product. And I was like, we got to do it. You think about this, it was like $23. That would have been like what 3 years old is what our pricing would
it
have
was
been
worth
at.
putting it on the show. It was definitely worth checking out.
And I can tell you right now, I already get some nose off this immediately. Like,
Well, yeah,
Whoa.
let's talk about this. A 15-year rum, a barrel-aged rum out of Panama. And
Panama.
if you've watched a couple of our other rum show offerings, and we're not afraid to do rum, we love a good rum.
We do.
We're big fans of anything out of Foursquare.
Hey, just really quick, you're a little
Dorley.
poppy. I'm gonna throw that out there.
I'm sorry.
Do you have a way to adjust you?
How about
on
I
the
take me
top?
down a little bit? How's that? A
Let's
little
hear it.
better?
That's better.
That's a little better.
That's better.
We love a good rum.
Yes.
I think this is going to fall in the good rum category.
Okay.
So this actually is doing just a quick little research. I know that I was over here off checking my phone. I was just
Yeah.
double checking my facts.
Yep.
And that Kirkland is known for sourcing from very good places. So,
Yeah,
so
and
kind of to your point,
really quick though, you mentioned that Kirkland, Costco sources from very famous
they
places.
do.
I would say what put that brand on the map was a lot of you know about the vodka.
Yeah, and who do they source that from?
It's basically Grey Goose Seconds,
Yes, it is.
which that's been kind of the ongoing rumor mill because they don't really disclose who it's
Yeah, they
from.
can't say.
But that's been a thing probably for like 20 years. I mean, I think they've been doing
Yeah.
that for a very
Yeah.
very long
Yeah.
time. As long as I can remember being able to buy booze, it was always like, oh, get that Kirkland vodka because it's Grey Goose, right?
It's effectively Grey Goose, right?
Yeah.
So this is effectively Panama Pacific.
Oh, I've never heard of that brand.
This is Panama.
That's our
Pacific.
assumption. We assume,
Right.
Or you think you really honed in on it?
Effectively,
Okay.
per the interwebs,
Okay.
which that is 100%
As an
true
authoritative
all the time.
As an
That's
authoritative
100%
fact.
true. Per the interwebs.
So that means take it with a grain of salt. But anyway,
it's Panama Pacific.
which regardless, I've never heard of Panama Pacific, so it's irrelevant, really.
And I'm listen, as much as I'm into tiki and as much as I'm into rum, I
haven't
don't
heard
know
of
a
it
lot
either.
about Panama Pacific.
Okay.
But from what I can see, it's a fairly large Panama brand rum.
Okay.
A little poppy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
It sounded-
trying to take myself. I think I got my plosives really blowing tonight. I apologize.
That's much better. Much better. Much better.
That's why we're a live show, because we can make quick adjustments
There you
on the
go.
fly. You don't have to listen to all this crap all night.
So Panama.
So Panama Pacific is who they think this is coming from, or who they've pinpointed this on.
Yep.
I listen, for $22, you're getting a 15-year product. That's pretty decent.
At a minimum, this is a mixer.
I mean,
like at a minimum,
I think most rums, right? Most people don't drink rum to drink it straight up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I would tell you that we are still exploring, and I can make several recommendations.
Yeah,
that
but
I'd
we
love to
know
bring on the
a
show.
lot of drinkers, and I don't know
Um,
anybody that's drinking rum straight up.
It's hard to find a good rum to drink straight up. All right.
Fact.
We're going to drink this rum straight up. And I can
Yeah.
tell you that we can drink this. This is a great rum to drink straight up. We're real excited to talk to you about it. But like most rums, this is a mixer. And I'm excited to talk to you about what we can do with this, especially coming up to the holiday. We've got Thanksgiving next week.
Right.
And now for something completely different, we'd like to talk to you about rum and the rum ham that you should be bringing to Thanksgiving next week.
This really just, wow, off the rails already.
Yes,
Rum
it is.
ham.
Yeah. You got to bring a rum ham to Thanksgiving.
Wasn't there an interesting fact that you wanted to tout that next week is the biggest week of drinking of the year?
Well, if you've been a watcher for a while, and we hope you have,
Yeah.
Next week is Drinksgiving. And
This
we
is
have a
true.
show on Drinksgiving. And
This is
the
true.
Wednesday before Thanksgiving is known as one of the most heavy, if not the heaviest drinking nights of the year.
I wonder if it surpasses New Year's.
I think it does.
It might. I mean,
I
everyone's.
kind of do the majority of my drinking on the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's very convenient, right? You're in the holiday festive mood. It's time to party. Let's go. You're kicking it into high gear. And so I don't know. I'm ready to rock and roll that next Wednesday.
Sure.
So join us next Wednesday because we're going to have a Drinksgiving treat.
Right.
We don't know exactly what it is yet, but we know it will be a treat.
It will be a treat, and I'm actually looking forward to this. So the nose is kind of strange because I think we mentioned. Cheers. What was it?
So I'm going to give you I'm going to give a couple.
What do you
weird
got?
things.
Throw some weird things at us here.
So we did try this before the show.
We did.
We were
just wanted to
testing
see what
out
we're
a couple
getting
of different
into, yeah.
things. Marshmallow.
A lot of
Toasted
marshmallow.
marshmallow.
Toasted marshmallow is really, really prominent, but
Yes.
there's also like a
There's like a rotted vegetal
It's a rotted
nose.
vinous,
Not in a
like
bad way.
no,
It's not bad.
but it almost has that wine funk. Like there's a
But
little bit
there is
of
a
a funk.
And so if you know anything about rum, and if you don't, we're going to tell you that it's made essentially by fermenting and rotting sugarcane.
That's it.
So you crush sugarcane, you ferment and rot the
I was gonna
sugarcane.
respond in a Jamaican accent. I was like, "This isn't
No,
Jamaican
we're
rum."
not doing that.
So I
This is
didn't.
Panama.
held back.
They speak
I
Espanol.
almost said "Amon."
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. This is
Anyway,
not Appleton.
I want to get into this because this is a marshmallow
But there's a lot of
explosion.
good sugar, right? It comes from sugarcane. That's what this
Very,
is.
very sweet on the nose. Does have a bit of a funk that's a little off-putting, where you're
It's
like,
coming in at 40%.
Ooh.
So as far as the ethanol, as far as the alcohol, it's not big. But I think that there's a good oak prominence here too. As far as being barrel aged, again, 15 years sitting in oak.
15 years,
15
guys, and
years.
$23. This is a steal of the
Remember, we say
century.
$10. Typically,
Like,
$10 per year. It sits in a barrel.
People are buying bottles of Malibu for the same price.
Ugh.
Like
They're
Bacardi,
much better.
Captain Morgan's Bacardi are coming in at the same price, right? Like, go spend your money, go to Costco and see if they have it. We know a lot of their releases are regional. So you're just going to need to go to your local Costco and see if it's there. Okay.
Have you tried this yet?
I will in a second. Uncle P says, because this is a big moment, we gotta mention he will be missing next week's show live. So just an FYI.
Uncle P.
Sorry to hear that, Uncle P.
Is it because you're getting on an airplane and coming here? That's a good reason to miss the show.
I'm surprised that if that's the case, why you, and shame on you, we haven't coordinated him on the show.
Yeah, I know. It's because it would be a surprise.
Oh,
it's because it would be a surprise.
Cat's out of the bag. So
if the surprise was because he's missing the show because he's getting on an airplane and he's
to be out here to be live on the show,
then it would be to be live on the show, and that would be very exciting. You know, that first sip, we always do the 3-sip rule, right? The first sip.
He'll be in Rome
to shot. Oh, that's right. He's taking the cruise. He's going on a cruise.
Very nice. That's great. That's way
yeah. He's going on a cruise.
Yeah. Have fun out there. Go have some authentic Roman treats. I don't even know.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's taking the Roman Thanksgiving cruise. And they're going to decorate for Christmas. It's going to be a very thing. I'm very excited, and it's transatlantic too. So it's not just cool. It's not just chilling over there in Europe, but it's going to chill in Europe and then come back here to the United States.
Well, have fun with that. Sounds like a blast.
As I've just disclosed his entire vacation plan to the universe.
Can we get back to this? This is like a marshmallow explosion.
First taste is not. It does for 40%.
Burnt marshmallow.
Does this attack you?
40%. It doesn't. Well, I mean, it kind of drinks like it. It's very mellow, very very mellow.
Very mellow. It's
but not watered, not watered down at all.
It's very approachable.
That like roasted. Or not roasted, toasted marshmallow.
Toasted. I think toasted is an excellent word. And it's almost got, do you think it almost has like a tequila flavor to it?
Yeah, I get like, it's part of that funk that comes through. So there's a follow through in the nose and the funk that, and it's not bad. It's not off-putting, but it's definitely unique. It's unique.
And I think that's a rum. So that's a rum characteristic.
Absolutely.
In most rums. And again, it's because you are rotting and fermenting sugarcane.
Yeah.
You're rotting and fermenting plant material.
That's true.
And I'm not saying that corn and grain is not plant material. But when we think about rum, you're thinking about a truly vegetal plant material. And I think that's why I say tequila too, right? Because you're doing the same thing with the agaves.
Here's what it needs. It needs to be a mixer.
Agreed.
I think
this is a good mixer.
We brought a can of pineapple juice.
We're going to talk about it.
I think that you have a winner here in the mixing category.
Oh,
I don't know that I want to drink this straight up all the time.
I wouldn't recommend this.
Yeah,
I wouldn't buy this to drink.
Plus, I think we talked about this, but like, are there a lot of people drinking rum straight up?
I mean,
the
right rums, yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking
about
it.
Buy rum to drink it straight up.
This is a $20, under $30 bottle of rum.
You're not buying rum to drink it straight up.
Right. I'm not buying a bottle of Bacardi or Captain Morgan's to drink it straight up.
God, I hope not.
So
throw this in a Coke. God, the vanilla Coke, toasted marshmallow Coke.
Boy.
Delightful.
I think you're onto something for
But
sure.
I also think that this is a great rum that plays well with other rums. And not every rum plays well with other rums. I don't think Bacardi, for instance, plays well with other rums.
Okay.
I think Bacardi has a very prominent, unique flavor.
Where are you going? What do you mean? Like, what would you do with this?
A zombie. So where you're going to be mixing
Oh,
several
got
rums
it.
together in a cocktail, I think this has a place in some tiki cocktail. And I'm going to
I
be
would agree.
I'm going to be messing around with this in some tiki cocktails.
Very good.
But I think this plays well with other tiki cocktails because it's got a chameleon style character where I think it's gonna blend itself into other rums and other rum characteristics. Whereas some other rums out there, your Bacardis, your Pussers, and that's a real rum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Those are very prominent. Those are very distinguishable flavored rums.
They are.
Those rum, even Koala, Koloa. Sorry, I said it wrong. Koloa from Hawaii.
Mm.
Very distinguishable flavored rum of coconut.
What about coconut? So speaking
Very
of coconut
flavor.
what do you
forward.
think about my all-time favorite Parrot Bay?
A great Barbados rum. It's a good Barbados product.
It's a joke. Parrot. What do you got here? I'm ready for this pineapple.
I was gonna
floater.
let you add your own pineapple.
I will. All right, yeah, I'll do it.
Actually,
There we go. All right. very good.
You know, listen. There's a time and a place for Parrot Bait. I'm not gonna super knock it.
That was a joke.
I'm not gonna super knock Parrot Bay.
Cheers to our ding. All right.
Ooh. But oh wow. Oh wow. It really brings a richness to the pineapple.
That's a tasty treat.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's a perfect mixing rum.
You know, it actually, so the pineapple juice kind of brings a little bit of the rum burn.
Yeah.
It brings a little that traditional rum burn.
You get a little bite. Yeah.
That wasn't there previous. Listen, $22. I'm going to jump right into it. $22 is the value. It's got a great nose. I think it's it's not super complex, but I think it's very approachable. I think for having a great nose at a 2, a super approachable palate at a 1.5, and a 3 is a value, bringing this in at a 70 out of 100 or a good 7 out of 10. Am I blown away? Kind of, because it's a Costco offering.
Yeah.
It's not a stand on your own.
Yeah.
I'd probably bring this in at 77 out of 100 or a 7.7 out of 10. Would I tell you that this is a go-getter? Absolutely. This is a go-getter. Next time you're at Costco,
go-getter.
You should throw one of these in your cart, especially because it's the holidays. You might need a rum for a rum cake, for rum balls, for baking.
Yep.
You might need some rum. And I would say this is a great thing to throw in the cart and have in your bar.
I'm thinking along the same lines as you. So nose, taste, and value is our rating system. So I'm thinking 2s across the board. I think it's a 2-2-2.
Oh.
Nose, taste, value. The reason why I'm not giving it a 3 is just because it's like I would appreciate it more if it was a better standalone sipper. I think this is a perfect mixing rum.
I think that's fair.
So I'm not going to give it the full 3, right?
Okay.
But I'm going to, just because of the value. I think that there's a warranted the blown away bonus for the value.
I agree with
that. So my
222
plus the blown away bonus gets it a solid 70.
Okay.
I think that if you're big into rums, you'll know that this isn't amazing. However, for the price point as a mixer in tiki cocktails where you're not stuck with using like, Pirate or Bacardi or Captain Morgan's or, like you can elevate your cocktails with this offering and it's really, really tasty. And I think that the complexity, even though it's only 40%, it still, I think, will come through. Even in the pineapple juice, it comes through, which I was worried because I was like, maybe it's gonna be too acidic or, or sweet where you're to lose the rum. But no, I still get that marshmallow, pillowy taste that comes through.
It's very full bodied, but
very, very.
It's weird. It's full bodied like a Chardonnay, but it's full bodied and buttery.
Full body, yeah. Buttery is a very interesting.
It's full bodied and buttery.
Mm-hmm.
Got toffee element.
Definitely.
Marshmallow. It's not overpowering toffee, but just sweet.
Yeah, I would say go to your guys'. I'm sure most of you are going to Costco, right? It's close to Thanksgiving. I'm sure people need to go and get those pies or last minute Thanksgiving.
What is it? $5.99 pumpkin pies?
Oh,
and they're gigantic.
Yeah,
they're like 13-inch pies.
Exactly. Pick yourself up a bottle of this. I think you won't be disappointed. It's good to have on the shelf. Again, I don't think it's a daily sipper.
No.
But for a cocktail, I would love to turn to this and just be like, put in a cocktail.
Absolutely. Would I throw this in Coke? 100%. Would I throw this in Sprite? 100%.
And I wouldn't feel bad about it at the price point.
Ever.
Never.
Never,
No. I think at the price point, I am comfortable putting this in anything, rum and Coke. You know, what is that? Cuba Libre, whatever you want to mix it in your pineapple juices, in 100%. Your daiquiris, if you go down that route.
Would I want to throw this into a rum cake? 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would totally use it in a rum cake. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I wouldn't feel bad about it because I know I paid $23.
In fact, I'd be like, ooh, I stepped it up a little bit. I didn't just buy Bacardi Gold this year.
Right.
Yeah. No, I think this is a $22 that you can feel very good about.
I would agree. And I would definitely give it the Barrel Buddies seal of approval.
Yeah.
So, Kirkland rum.
Good job there, Costco.
15-year. I got to hand it to them. And it's strange, right? Because typically when you hear about this, they're like, oh, they're distillery seconds, or they're like sweepings from the distillery floor or something. And it's like, I'm really curious as to like what happened. Like, how did they get a hold of a 15-year rum? Like, was it just some sitting in vats
probably
and
just
they forgot
overages,
about
right?
it? I'm thinking it probably went into some metal vats and they forgot about it for a couple of years, and then it didn't pass quality control.
No, that can't be right.
You're not going to find it online. They were very close to the chest on
I mean, even Panama Pacific. I was just going to say, well, what's the typical age statement at Panama Pacific?
I don't know.
Is this something that sat over or didn't meet quality standard for some
reason?
Or
was it supposed to be an 18-year and it just wasn't meeting the quality standard?
I mean, even get it. Panama Pacific offers a 15. And their 15 is at $40.99.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like,
this
that's
is half the
double
price.
The price, basically. Yeah.
Half the price at Costco.
Half the price. You're getting probably 80%.
Interesting. So here's what they
say.
Yeah. The Panama Pacific 15, they're saying lovely notes of freshly distilled sugarcane, finished in rye casks.
This isn't in rye casks. This is in oak.
This is in regular oak.
So it's not Panama.
Features aromas of raisin, pungent brown sugar, and pear.
Nothing that we get in this. So
not even close. So this just might be. This just might be stuff that didn't match what their typical flavor profile is.
Yeah,
I mean, that just could be what it is.
Sleuthing as well. Let me do some sleuthing. While you have any final thoughts, maybe talk to us about next week.
I don't want to give away next week. I would just say Turkey Tom is coming home to roost. That's all I'm going to say about next week's offering. And if you know, you know. The only last thing I would say to this is, yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't think I'd feel bad about mixing this. I don't feel bad about drinking it straight up.
Some are saying it's Authentico Nativo rum.
I don't know what that is.
Panamanian Authentico Nativo rum.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So it is.
Let's see this.
Cask Cartel. Authentico Nativo.
Never seen that.
So let me share it out so our friends can see it as well. So
the spiced rum. Costco also offers a very large product, spice rum. And we do know who makes that.
So it could potentially be this Authentico Nativo as well.
Interesting. So, I mean, not a bad looking bottle.
Again,
it's close.
It's speculation.
It's similar, I guess.
Kirkland never reveals.
They never reveal.
Let me see here.
The only time they've ever revealed was with the whiskey. The whiskey they did admit was Barton Juice.
This is produced by Consorcio Licerero Nacional, which is the
exactly who produces this,
which distills Authentico Nativo 15 as its main product.
Yep, and that's exactly who dispenses this for Costco.
That's exactly what.
So then that's what this is.
Authentico Nativo. It's Authentico Nativo.
Okay.
That probably didn't pass the quality check or was an overage.
Can we look up what Authentico Nativo looks like or sounds like, tastes like? Sounds like. We're on a podcast. So we got to tell you what it sounds like.
Aged for 15 years, Nativo rum hails from Las Cabras Distillery in Panama. 40%.
Any flavor profile?
It says blah, 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 blah. It's produced from molasses by continuous distillation and matured for 15 years in American white oak ex-bourbon barrels. The nose is softness of dry fruits, toffee, caramel, vanilla, and the strength of oak.
Okay.
The palate is sweet honey, oak, cocoa, spice, and orange peel, medium to long finish.
Interesting.
I could see that.
I can see some of that coming through.
It's column distilled.
We've talked about some of those tonight.
Yep, column distilled. It's very similar to like the Irish method, and it's Authentico Nativo. I think we have a winner right
I
there.
think we've nailed it. You know who makes their
So,
spiced
awesome.
rum? The Costco spiced rum?
Authentico Nativo. Who's that?
Sazerac.
Interesting.
Sazerac makes the spiced rum.
This was kind of some easy sleuthing. I'm glad we kind of figured that out.
It was a
So,
quick
Authentico
look.
Nativo. Yeah.
Well, everybody else does the work for us, so we appreciate
Right.
that.
But
Everybody else does the work for us.
that's good to know. But I think with those houses those consortium that we mentioned, it's too spot on. So I think we have discovered what it is.
How's the chat tonight?
Chat's pretty quiet, but that's okay.
Cool.
But going back to that bottle, so it retails, looks like MSRP is $45. So you're getting 50% off.
You're
getting it half off.
Which is typical with a Costco product.
Yeah, typical with Costco. I mean, they
typical
try to
Costco
obviously have
pricing.
some great pricing. And again, I think this is it's a must-have for
it's
cocktails.
a go-getter.
It's a go-getter.
Again, especially for the holiday
I mean, come on,
season.
guys. Like, you're at Costco and you're walking around, and this is 20. People spend
this.
People off the cuff spend hundreds of dollars on random
some rum and coke.
Crap.
You're not going to be sad about this.
So you didn't want to mention anything about our surprises for next week, so we'll keep that under wraps. Let's turn the page. What's down the road? So,
well, we're going to turn the page into
Nog show.
The holidays.
Couple weeks, holidays.
So we got the Nog show coming.
So I'm thinking we're going to have our good friend Zach doing his homemade 100%.
Nog. Zach will come back for Nog,
and we'll compare it.
I think Melina is going to bring on something special for us. We obviously, Melina is going to be a monthly bring something different.
As you know, Melina from our Mezcal show from a few weeks ago.
We appreciate that. She's going to be bringing on. She might even bring on the. There's a chicken mole version of the Mezcal that we did, where they actually add raw chicken and mole to the Mezcal. You want to do that?
Keep it at home. I don't want that.
I think we should try it.
Chicken, no.
Raw chicken.
Hard pass.
Okay. So we got the Nog show. We've got some cocktails. We got holiday cocktails. We're trying to get you a wine show.
I know. We got to get that lined up. But
we'll
obviously have the champagne.
We got the champagne show.
Well, you know what? Maybe we talk to our wine person if she knows she could do a champagne show.
She can. But it's about her availability.
I know.
The only thing holding us back right now from a wine show is availability.
More to follow. So anyway, that's what we got on the horizon. That was our view of Kirkland. Do you have any parting words here before we wrap this up?
To all, a happy Thanksgiving.
If we don't see
don't forget to start thawing that bird early.
That's a good point.
Listen, you're a week away, okay? And I think
72 hours, I think they said, right?
Per pound.
No, it's like an hour a pound.
Okay, listen. If you start thawing this weekend, that's okay. Because that also means you can start brining. You can start brining your bird. And I'm going to tell you right now, get that thing in your bathtub.
Brine
with
is
some
underrated.
Ice and start
what
brining
you bathtub
your
gin
bird.
Here? Bathtub gin?
If you get gin out of what you're brining your bird in, that's just you're getting two for work, right? You're brining your bird and you're getting some alcohol out of it. No, don't do that. Don't drink that. You're going to get salmonella. No, you need to brine your bird. You said it.
Brine it.
It's underrated.
People always forget about brining.
Brine the bird.
Seriously, because you can order it right now on Amazon. Yes. Order a brine. It comes in a packet. You'll put it in you go to Home Depot, you buy a $5 paint bucket. You obviously rinse it out. You throw your turkey in there with the brine, some water. You're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Uncle P, happy Thanksgiving to you next week if we don't chat.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving and happy sailing. Bon voyage to you, sir.
Bon voyage. And for the Barrel Buddies, I'm James.
And I'm BJ.
We'll see you next